Can you say hi? Hey, what's your name?
My name is Smokey.
Can you wave? Wave for the camera. Good, give me a kiss. Good bird. Hi everyone, by the time this video comes out, it'll be November 19th, 2018. And that means that we are only a few days away from Thanksgiving. So I know that this is kind of like a bird channel, but you guys, I think it's important that we all reflect on what we are thankful for and not take for granted all the things that we have. Honestly, for myself, I count my blessings every single day, and I hope that that's something you guys will be able to do as well. So in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I want to do something a little bit different. So in the comment section, no matter where you guys are in the world, because I know that, and for me personally, what inspires me is to know that my videos are reaching such a broad and wide audience. So I want you guys to think, I mean, if there's somebody that's across the world from you right now, what would you personally want to tell them? So I think that in order for us to really make this world a better place to live in, it really takes everybody's effort to make it become that way. So in the comment section below, just drop a comment, and I want you guys just to, take what I said in mind and just drop some inspiration in the comment section below. In today's video, guys, I don't have much planned for today's video. So a lot of what I am filming right now is just pretty much impromptu. But what I do want to address, one question that I want to address is, in the past I've had somebody ask me how long it takes for the bird's wings to grow out. A lot of you have also let me know that you guys want to see kind of like a candid interaction between me and Smokey. So I think that in addition to answering the previous question, hopefully we can get some of that candid interaction right now. Right, Smokes? And Smokey is in a very cuddly and a very, I guess, affectionate attitude right now. So you guys will kind of be able to see that part of her in this video. Do you want to scratch? Okay, let's give you a scratch. Ooh, there you go. What a good bird. Give me a hug. Ooh, there you go. Give me a hug. Ooh. So that's one of the things that we do, guys, is whenever I ask Smokey for a hug, she'll sometimes make that sound, and that's kind of her sound to indicate that she's content. Do you want more scratches? And and in a lot of my videos, you guys will see that she begs for head scratches a lot. She loves head scratches, so that's something that I personally can't complain about because I love giving her head scratches. Right, Smokes? What is it? You guys will also see in my videos that sometimes she does that thing where she grabs my finger with her beak. And that's just kind of a playful, and also a way for her to show affection. It doesn't hurt at all. I mean, Smokey is super gentle whenever she does that with her beak. Now granted, her beak can cause a lot of damage. She has the power to inflict a lot of force with her beak. But whenever we interact, she has never placed any pressure on me. Right, Smokes? Okay. One thing that Smokey likes to play with is this toy ball. You want to play with it? Go ahead. Here, you can grab it. And those of you who have African Greys, I think you guys can all agree that, based on what I've experienced, they love toys with bells inside. Smokey literally goes nuts when she encounters a toy that has a bell inside, and the louder, pretty much, is the better. Right, Smokes? Of course, I know that there's going to be several of you who are going to be a little concerned that she's playing with a plastic ball, and I see reason for your concern, but just remember that I'm supervising her, and Smokey really knows not to ingest any of the parts. So that's something that I think is important, that if you guys are going to let your bird play with any toy, then just keep in mind that you need to watch them to see how they interact with the toy. And if they are doing something that raises concern, then you need to just take the toy away. But I've seen Smokey play with this ball for a long time, and she's never ingested it. She knows what to do with it, so I'm not worried. She also willingly gives it back to me if I ask her to. Smokey, can I have the ball? Give me the ball. There you go. See? You're a good bird. You want a head scratch? There you go. She also knows how to fetch the ball, guys, so I'm going to see if I can get that on camera right now. You want the ball? Ready? Go! Get the ball. Smokey, get the ball. Okay, let me put you on there. Go. Can you get the ball? Smokey, get the ball. Do you want a head scratch? Come here. Here, I think she wants to say hi to the camera, so can you knock? Knock? Knock on it. No? Okay, that's fine. Alright guys, so let's talk feathers. When I first got a bird, and that was a long time ago, and they started preening themselves, which means that they kind of dig their beak to the back of their backs. When they're playing and they're grooming their feathers, when I first saw that, it kind of raised concern because I wasn't sure if there was something in their feathers, like a mite or a tick that was bothering them. But I quickly learned just by searching it online that what birds do is when they preen their feathers, that's actually a really positive behavior that you should encourage rather than discourage. So most birds have a gland, a preening gland, right down here at the base of their tail. African greys though, cockatoos and cockatiels, don't have that oil gland. Instead, cockatoos, African greys and cockatiels produce a powder. But most birds do produce an oil, like at the base of their tail. So what they'll do is they will use their beaks to transfer that oil all throughout their feathers, throughout their whole plumage. So what you'll see is this. Feathers are really important to a bird, as you can imagine, because in order for birds to be able to evade predators, they need to be able to fly very well. So when their feathers are kind of frilled like this, it could make flying a little bit difficult. So what they will do is they need to, and this is in their instinct, they need to always keep their feathers in top-notch condition. And I think Smokey is going to show you guys how she does that. Can you do it, Smokey? Here's a feather. Tell me what you do. You want it to scratch your head? Alright. It'll scratch your head. This is so funny, guys. She literally, like anything I pick up, she'll always beg for a head scratch. That's like her thing. But, hey, listen. You ready? Okay, can you show them how to preen a feather? Preen it. How do you preen it? There you go! That's how you preen it. So, as you guys can see, what she did was, when birds preen their feathers, they are distributing that oil that I talked about from the base of the feather all the way up. So if you guys see, like, this is how birds preen the feathers. But when I take the feather and I kind of like pull it up like that, all the parts that were separated now come back together. And that allows the feather to function as they normally would. So preening is a really important thing that birds do. So if you guys see your birds doing that, just know that they're taking care of themselves and they're healthy and happy. So that's something that you should encourage. One of the questions that I got asked was, somebody's African grey, it's taking a long time for the bird to grow back their feathers. So I'm going to talk about that right now. Let me first show you Smokey's wings. If you guys take a look at her wings, and let me actually go closer to the camera so you guys can see this. So when feathers are first coming in, those kinds of feathers are called blood feathers because there is blood that's going and running through them. So the interesting thing is when birds molt, and molting for birds means that they are replacing their feathers. Usually, on their flight feathers, you'll see it right here again as well. Okay, they will usually molt, which means that they will lose feathers on their wings at the same exact spots. So let me go back. So I think that's really cool. And what that means is, if Smokey is losing like the second primary flight feather on this wing, she's also going to lose the second primary flight feather on this wing. And in the wild, by losing both of the same feathers, it still allows the bird to, for the wings to be symmetrical so that they can still fly very well. When they are molting feathers, guys, what happened is this. I'm going to tell you guys a short story. Smokey was clipped when she was younger. So what that means is that her primary flight feathers were cut when she was younger. I allowed them to grow out. If you guys read it online, everybody says that it takes, just a very short amount of time for their flight feathers to grow back out. And I think that's very misleading. I really thought that, based on what I read online, that her primary flight feathers would all grow out by the next molting season. That did not happen. In fact, her flight feathers, and she didn't get all of her flight feathers until about a little over 2 years later. What happened that was a big issue for us was that, if you guys take a look at it, all of her feathers, what happens is that they support each other. So if she's growing like a new one here, that new feather that's growing out is supported by all of the surrounding flight feathers, so they don't easily break. But with a bird that is clipped, smokes. And if you guys are contemplating and thinking that you want to clip your bird's wings, maybe because you're going on a trip very soon, and you think that, I'm just going to clip my bird's wings, and after I come back from the trip, I'll allow them to grow back their flight feathers, I want you to think again, because it takes a very long time, and I think she's about to poop, so I'm going to send her back. Go perch. Good. It takes a very long time for them to grow back their flight feathers. What happens is, whenever you clip a bird's wings and their flight feathers are growing back, like that, if this happens to be like in the center of the wing, then this feather isn't supported by any surrounding feathers. So when the bird plays, when just through active play, and when they get kind of rambunctious and they're just messing around in their cage, this feather could actually break. So every time that Smokey grew back like a new flight feather, I would be so thrilled. I'd be crossing my fingers, hoping that this time she's going to grow back a whole set of primary flight feathers. And I think every single time it would be that she would grow back maybe about 4. And then all of a sudden, just through play and just by accident, they all break. And I was devastated. I mean, it's hard because I look forward to her growing out her feathers, but when that happens, it's like everything that you've been waiting for just disappears. So what I did was I kind of thought about, alright, how is she messing up these feathers? And one of the things that she loves playing with are, like I said, bells. So I had to remove those from her cage. You guys gotta pick up, like, what is it that your bird's doing that's breaking their feathers, and try to prevent that from happening. It took her 2.5 years, but eventually, after a few feathers started growing out, and they didn't break, eventually they started supporting the next growth coming in, if you guys know what I mean. So she finally got her whole set of flight feathers. Right, Smokes? I think I went into a lot more depth than what I intended to and what I needed to, but hopefully you guys understood that. Smokes, come over here. Can you come here? Hop on. There you go. What you doing? Do you want your ball again? Okay, let me get you your ball. Ready? Do you want this to scratch your head too? Okay. There you go. She is happy with anything, guys, as long as it scratches her head. And let me put this right there. Yep. What's on your head, Smokes? Uh-oh. Whoops. Do you want your ball again? Here's your ball. There. What do you want more, the ball or the head scratch? I think that answers the question, guys. Alright, let me see if I can pull out one of her wings for you guys so you can see it. Uh-oh. There you go. Alright, I'm going to flip you back over. You ready? Here, let me grab a hold. There you go. You want me to have the ball? Okay. Thank you. What? Give me the ball. Can I have it? No? So she kind of gave it to me, guys, and then she changed her mind. Ooh, you're going to break it. Can I have it? Smokey, give me the ball. I'll give you a scratch. You want that? Give me the ball and I'll give you a scratch. You want a scratch? You want a scratch? Alright guys, so I think that is enough for today's video. So to answer the question, if you guys have a bird that is growing out the flight feathers, but they're like breaking it every time, I hope that answers your question as to why they break it, so that hopefully you can figure out what's the cause and kind of prevent that from happening. I know that it's really discouraging if they are growing out the feathers and they're like breaking it every time, but like I said, with Smokey it took 2.5 years, so all I can tell you is that it is very worth it, so it's worth the wait. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I also hope that you will all enjoy Thanksgiving with your family and your friends. So I'm going to sign out now, and I hope to see you guys next time. So have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys all next time.